Seems like just as the comet Ison story is dying down, asterisk, we got Planet X, or the sun's binary companion, showing up again. Now, I want to be quick to point out that those who debunk, our serial debunkers, have pointed out that this is a lens flare from Venus, and it appears about once a year in the cameras. And then everybody freaks out and loses their minds. It's like, oh my God, Nibiru's coming. Now, where it does seem more proclaimed each year, I'm a little bit skeptical personally, because I'm wondering, all right, dude, this really was a planet star 6 times the size of Jupiter? Wouldn't it have some type of a effect on our solar system? Like, wouldn't the orbits of the solar system be going haywire wild? I mean, I admit, when you look at these photographs and the images, it's extremely freaky deaky, super freaky deaky. And someone has even pointed out that you can almost see a bow shock in the photographs. But I'm still like, hey, dude, shouldn't we be able to kind of see it a little? I mean, every once in a while. I mean, that thing is massive. Giant, gigantormous. Even if it's scattered, smothered, and covered in a giant cloud of oxide dust. You know, we should still be able to see it. Well, you know, with everything going on nowadays, who knows, man? But so, on the side of it being a lens flare, or this not being a solar body, one, shouldn't we be seeing a lot of national disasters? Also, I mean, I think we could see it every once in a while. As far as it being real, nothing would surprise me nowadays. And as our good friend Amy Mainzer has pointed out in the future, she loves the star orrery. And so it seems like almost all yellow stars have some type of a red star companion. And the thing imaged in here looks about the same size as Tachi and Hercolubus. And Hercolubus is just really fun to say. Say it, Hercolubus. Hercolubus. Now, the kids may enjoy the Nibiru myths. I prefer the old mythologies. For example, Tachi is the nickname given to a hypothetical gas giant located in the solar system's Oort cloud, first proposed by astrophysicists John Batiste, Patrick Whittam, Daniel Whitmire, and they argued the evidence of Tachi's existence can be seen in a supposed bias in the points of origin from long-period comets. Well, we haven't seen any new long-period comets lately, have we? Oh, hey, wait. Then there's always Nemisis. It's a hypothetical red dwarf star, brown dwarf star if you're colorblind, originally postulated in 1984 to be orbiting the sun at a distance of about 1.5 light years, somewhat beyond the Oort cloud. And it was said to explain the perceived cycle of mass extinctions in the geological record, which seem to occur more often at intervals of 26 million years. Oh, hey, did you know as of 2012, over 1,800 brown dwarfs have been identified, and none of them are inside our solar system? And they have proposed that if there was a red dwarf star or a brown dwarf, the WISE infrared sky survey mission, in its movement verifying parallax measurements, would be expected to find it. And we all know Amy Mainzer and NASA would have told us, hey, yeah, we found it. Everybody freak out. So they haven't told us. So I guess we should feel good. Now, Hercolubus. Why does it seem like everything in celestial physics has sexual undertones? Now, Hercolubus, in 1999, V.M. Rabolu wrote in Hercolubus, or the Red Planet, that Bernard's star is actually a planet known to the ancients as Hercolubus, which reportedly came dangerously close to Earth in the past, destroying Atlantis, and was going to come back again. Nancy, leader, is a big fan of his work, though I don't trust her because in 2004 she told everybody to eat their dogs. And if you want to lose me, tell me to eat dogs, man. You know? This article, which I'll link to you, and it's really good, goes on to say that in Gnosis, this planet is known as Hercolubus. In the Bible, the planet is referred to as Wormwood, while modern astronomers have named it Barnard's star. Hercolubus is about 600 times the size of Earth. As the orbits of the planets get closer, their gravitational and magnetic fields exert forces on one another. Barnard's star is about 6 light years from us. And if that isn't crazy enough, about 2 weeks ago, British astronomers reported that they had found the 2 oldest brown dwarfs in our galaxy. And the picture they use in all the articles shows the massive brown dwarf kind of like lurking and hovering over our solar system, which is interesting. Man, professional astronomers sure have an interesting sense of humor. It's the kind of sense of humor where nobody laughs and they think that's funny. Will you guys do me a favor? Will you teach your children to be nice to the geeks and the nerds? Because maybe if everybody would be nice to the scientist kids when they grow up, they'll have better social interactions with people. Unlike in other walks of life, the galaxy's oldest members move much faster than its younger population, said lead author Dr. David Pinfield. Stars near to the sun are made up of 3 overlapping populations: the thin disk, the thick disk, and the halo. Alright, fast-moving brown dwarfs, lens flares, parallax, space ducks, and then there's always blue Kachina and red Kachina. Or then there's always, on this article NASA had, to where Halloween was completely unrelated, they had a giant picture of a giant pumpkin. And everybody knows the pumpkin is the largest star in the universe. And hey, look what I caught. At the bottom of the pumpkin, there's an ad in this astronomy article where it shows a young woman getting a gift of shoes. And at the very bottom it says, powered by service. What is that? Is science trying to say that if women want shoes, they gotta service somebody? I am offended, science. Oh, and they went to Bernard Starr on Star Blazers, which was one of my favorite cartoons as a kid. That show was badass. Nothing like having a space battleship and a space girlfriend that can fly a plane. Happy Sunday. We'll stay on top of this. All right, God bless everybody. Okay, so thanks. Hey, you, pretty young lady, come here. Give me a kiss. Why does it seem like everything in celestial physics has sexual undertones?
The star is surrounded by a vast disk of gas, dust, and comet-like bodies that we view edgewise. We know of one planet in there too. It's a giant planet tracking along an orbit nearly as large as Saturn's. I'm part of a team studying Beta Pix disk using the ALMA Observatory in Chile. We've found something odd. A belt of carbon monoxide gas centered about 3 times farther from the star than Neptune's distance from the Sun. The total amount of gas is about 1/6 the mass of all the water in Earth's oceans. What's interesting is that incoming ultraviolet light should break up the carbon monoxide molecules in little more than a century on average. This means that the carbon monoxide must be resupplied by the breakup of icy comets. To produce the amount of gas we detect, we're looking at the equivalent of the total destruction of a large comet every 5 minutes. From our data, we can tell that much of the carbon monoxide is in 1 or 2 massive clumps, which was very surprising. Because we're viewing the disk edge-on, we can't be sure if it's 1 or 2. Regardless, the comet supplying the gas must also be concentrated into clumps. How could this happen? If there is 1 clump, we think we're seeing the aftermath of a collision between 2 icy planets about the mass of Mars. Such a collision would have occurred about 500,000 years ago, releasing large quantities of gas and small comet-like fragments. The second, and we think more likely scenario, is that the carbon monoxide exists in 2 clumps and is continually replenished by collisions in huge comet swarms. We believe the comets are shepherded together by an as-yet undetected second planet, whose gravity confines the comets into a small region so they frequently collide. A planet with roughly Saturn's mass could do the job. Other observations hint that the brightest clump is moving in a way that makes the 2-clump scenario more likely. Further observations will track it in better detail and help us confirm.
Chatty Dad 1 coming at ya. I just saw a story the other day about this showing up at Nemisis Station. Well, you remember I did a video about a year ago about this object. It looks bigger here. It looks like it's approaching. It looks like it's come a ways since the last video I took. And now they're making, quite a deal about this. The first time they've seen it, blah, blah. All of y'all know that we saw this planet a year ago. I did a video on that, but there's some really interesting videos that I've seen. I think this is going to be the year of Nibiru. This right here, this is Marshall Masters, and this is Bluebonnet, what he's calling Bluebonnet. The blue star Kachina is what he believes this object is. This is his object of interest. This here is the lens flare that he's showing, but this is no lens flare. He's been taking several pictures of this thing. There it is again. And it shows in a few pictures its moon. These are some more pictures, and you know, you can see it through the clouds even shining there. It's quite bright. You know, a lot of people see this and they don't want to see it because this means big trouble. The closer it gets, the more earth changes we're going to see, and we're going to experience these things. But all of us who read the Bible know that these things have to come to pass. This has happened before, and this will happen again. This is all, you know, part of the workings of our universe. But these are some really, really good pictures of Bluebonnet, what he's calling it. These others that I'll show you, they're calling it Nibiru. I don't know for sure what it is, but he believes it's the blue star Kachina, and the red star Kachina is not too far behind. He's saying that we should be able to all see it clearly here in July, August of this year. I mean, you can already see it clearly. And there's some other magnificent pictures. I mean, look at this. It almost looks like you can see the moons. Here in another video, you can absolutely see the moons on it. But these are the best ones that I've found, and there is a lot of them. These are not what we've been seeing. Here's one, here's the moon here, and here's the diagram of blue star Kachina and the moons. And it's going to light up when they're in conjunction with this planet. There's the second one. And he's showing the movement and the rotation of it there. You can barely see it there. Or maybe this is it here. That's not a very good picture of it. There's a lot of stuff in the way. Here's this one here, down here. Quite a lot of clouds on that day. But you can see in conjunction with the planet, the moon, or the prevalent moon here. Now this was a camera that was taken pictures by a volcano, so it was, you know, recording the volcano, and it, you know, captured this in the background. And here's this and the moon again. I wanted you guys to see it one more time. It's very, very, and very neat. Really cool. I mean, what a time we live in. We're going to get to see this thing close. We're going to get to see what people haven't been able to see. Most people that lived on this earth have not been able to see this kind of thing. They have not been able to witness the stuff that we are witnessing. And this is his website here. You can go there and check this out. It's really neat. This is another person that caught a bunch of pictures of this thing, and he's moving down, showing the time it's moving. And it's moving a little bit to the right, and that's what Marshall Masters was showing, that it goes to the right and to the left and up and down as well, like kind of like a corkscrew. You'll see in the demonstration that he gives. It makes a lot of sense when you'll see it. Now these people have seen this thing. This guy here has been videoing this thing for weeks now, for a couple of weeks, and he's seen, the first time he saw it, he thought it was a UFO. But now he knows that it's not a UFO, that it is a planet, and he can go right outside and pick it up. He knows right where it's at, and he goes and films it. This is a compilation of the best of his pictures. And in this one you can clearly see the moons. And for some reason it turns into this looking thing. I don't know what that is, but it's pretty amazing. But some of these cameras that they have nowadays are just unbelievable. Really good. And there it is there, kind of with a fog around it or a fuzz around it or something. I don't know if that's electrical or what. And you can kind of see one of the moons there, it looks like. See the two? There's two of them. That's what he sees when he zooms in, is that this thing it isn't just one object, but it's several. And you'll see that. It's still in the two there. There it's three. See? 1, 2, 3. These are really good pictures. And like I say, he's got several videos of this thing. I mean, more than an hour's worth of footage on different days. And he's going to be watching it, and he's going to be taking pictures. He's in Texas. And both of these shots are the same. I mean, all three of these, this thing is about the same place in the sky that Marshall Masters' bluebonnet is at. There's three. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, that's amazing. And then some puff of mist or something up there. That seems to be going along with these planets, moons, whatever they are. He says he knows they're not UFOs because he's gone out for over a week now and filmed these things. And they follow the same pattern every day. They're right after sun, right there at sundown, right to the right of the sun. Both pictures, the same thing. Look at this. The year of Nibiru, y'all. And we're going to see more and more of these amazing pictures and this amazing footage as time gets further and further approaches. And like I said, it turns into this. It's quite amazing. I don't know what in the world that is. I don't know if it's sun reflection or what, but it's pretty neat. And this is why he thought it was UFOs. Is because it turned into this on him. Now, I don't know what the deal is with it, but it's pretty amazing. Just unbelievable, this stuff. But it's not fake. This is the second video. This isn't Marshall Masters. This is no, I'm sorry. This is Music Player, 1979. This is the guy here that you just saw his video. This is Planet X Nibiru the Rising. Now this is the 100 Sev Gillum. This is the one where he took pictures more and more, it was going down. And this is Marshall Masters' website here. So go there and check these sites out. And like I said, there's many more. And here is our friends down in the South Pole and Numer Station. Just really, really good picture of it this time. It showed itself for a few more frames. And it looks bigger to me. What is this? It ain't the moon. We've shown that it's not the moon. And it ain't the moon here. They know that it's not the moon. They've checked. Because this also showed up on Before It's News. This story did. But pretty neat, huh? What a time we live in. Anyway, I hope everybody's well. And this is that one. go there and check it out. Anyway, hope everybody's well. This is Chatty Dad 1. God bless and good luck to us all. Never give up your guns, because your rights will go right with them. Pray for our country. We need it bad. We need all the help we can get. Love y'all. Y'all take care. This is Chatty Dad 1. Over and out.
The exoplanet 55 Cancri e, which is about twice as large as the Earth, orbits closely around its star and is blazingly hot. While in visible light, it's easily lost in the glare of the star. Its thermal glow in the infrared makes it stand out much more vividly. Watching as the planet passes behind the star, astronomers have detected a slight dip in brightness using NASA's Spitzer Space Telescope. This is the first direct measurement of the brightness of such a small planet.